Hello, everyone, and welcome in. It is Thursday, May 23rd, so we have Venus entering Gemini today, and that is going to be giving you some of that energy, just improvement on your communications and really expressing yourself. So let's see on top of that what all other messages want to come through for you from God, Spirit, the Divine. And I will read for the collective first and then take a look sign grouping by sign grouping. And make sure that you hit that subscribe and notification bell if you want to be alerted as to when the new videos are posting to the channel. I am going to be doing some additional readings beyond just the dailies that are coming up here soon. So make sure that you check back for those. All right, let's jump in here and see what all messages want to come through for you. All right, Four of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Swords, and King of Pentacles in reverse. All right. We have had the Four of Pentacles in reverse energy come up a fair amount on this channel. And remember, this is that energy of it's charity and generosity and giving, but it's almost like you're giving too much. Like you're bleeding yourself dry because you just keep giving and giving to a situation that's not really balanced. There is also this energy, though, of clarity coming through. So your Ace of Swords is that like breakthrough, aha, clarity moment. And then you also have your King of Pentacles in reverse, which is going to be a little bit of this irresponsible or kind of like greedy type of energy a little bit. Sometimes it can have an edge of being exploitive. So make sure that if you're giving to a situation, you're not doing it like, oh, I'm going to do this so that I can guilt somebody into behaving in a certain way. So make sure that if you're giving to a certain situation, that you have good intentions. And actually, even as we look at this whole energy of I'm giving and giving and like over giving of myself, that's usually masking other underlying issues. So things like if you have feelings of inadequacy, like, oh, or people aren't going to like me unless I really, really do all of this extra, go above and beyond. It's kind of what pops into mind is when you were in school and you were having to do a team project, and you know, if you weren't one of the popular kids and some of the popular kids were in your group, it's like, no, I'll do the whole project. You don't even have to do anything, because you're trying to get them to like you. So it's almost like that sort of energy in terms of the overgiving, but you are having a breakthrough in that moment of clarity as it relates to that pattern that you have. Let's go ahead and pull some cards for the individual groupings. We will start today with our earth sign. So that's going to be our Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And let's see, what is the challenge today for Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn? All right, the challenge here is the Nine of Swords in reverse. So your challenge is recovering and seeking help and kind of like that sense of hope. So for a lot of you, this situation, if you've been overgiving and feeling like there's somebody's trying to exploit you, or maybe you're trying to exploit them, just kind of that like power struggle back and forth. For you, the challenge is moving on. It's seeking help. It's getting that hope and like recovering from this pattern. And when that's in the challenge space, it's there because you've had this kind of this clarity, this breakthrough moment of, you know what, this really, it's not working. Like this strategy that I have of I'm just going to keep giving and giving and giving and hope that the situation improves itself is not actually a long-term solution. It's that whole idea we had at work. We would say, don't confuse activity with accomplishment. So just because you're busy doing something doesn't mean that you're actually moving it forward, whether it's with a job and you think, oh, well, here, I'm just going to, we're really short staffed, so I'm just going to keep working over, or not even paid overtime, but I'm just going to keep putting in all this extra effort. There was somebody in the accounting department at this company that I worked for, and, I was checking on something and she said, yep, sorry, we're just understaffed. So if you want, you can email my boss and tell them that, I've been sitting on your check request for a week and that I haven't gotten to it. And at first I'm like, what? I don't want to call her out. And she's like, no, we're understaffed, but I'm not going to work extra because if I do, then the company gets used to, oh, well, we don't really have to staff appropriately. Everybody will just chip in and make sure everything gets done. So it's that sort of energy. Like, don't just keep giving and giving. Like, you kind of, earth signs, you kind of have that breakthrough of don't keep giving and giving, because if you do, then you'll never bring this imbalanced situation into balance, because you're always willing to do over and above. All right. Judgment in reverse. This is that sense of not learning your lesson. The Judgment card is about learning your lessons. You are wrapping up a cycle, like that sense of you're sitting there taking the final exam and you're passing. With it being in reverse, this is about kind of clinging to the old ways of doing things and not really learning that lesson. So your energy is like, but I'm so used to just having to carry the weight of everything myself, I'm just going to keep doing it. But that's not the lesson. Like, your breakthrough moment of realizing, wait, if I keep doing everything, nothing's going to change, because, whether it's your job, whether it's your partner, whether it's your family, they're just used to you doing everything. And so you have that breakthrough, but you're still kind of clinging to that, oh, I know I need to change this, but can I really change it? And this is the whole thing, like, your challenge is seeking help and recovering from this cycle. So as long as that continues to be your challenge and you're not willing to step into it and embrace it, then from a judgment standpoint, the lesson's going to keep repeating, like because you're clinging too much to that past pattern. Let's take a look at Gaia card for you. Oh, we had one jump. Liberation, breaking free from negative attachment. So that's that same thing. It's breaking free from those patterns that were keeping you looping in that cycle. And then, so that was the jumper card. And then the one I pulled was lost love, surrender, healing, release. For some of you, this pattern might not be about your job. It might be about your relationship, that you're used to giving and giving and giving. And, you do so much. And in your mind, you're thinking, well, they're just not doing enough. Part of your pattern that you might need to break is that sense of stop making excuses for them. If they wanted to, they would show up. If they wanted to, they would participate, this way or that way, whatever your discussion point has been. And, if you tolerate them contributing 5% and you're doing 95%, if you're always making excuses for them, then really they never have to show up. So they're not really invested in the relationship. All right, the jumper card was in flow with money. And then the one I pulled was sacred mirrors. If you have patterns in your life that keep showing up, what is it trying to tell you about other aspects of your life? Like, if you tolerate somebody treating you poorly, what is that saying about your beliefs about yourself? Is it that it's saying that you're not worthy of something better? So then let's take a look and see one last oracle card for you. All right. Then we've got this one. You are closer to your goals than you think. If you've been trying to find this balance, you've been trying to figure out how to get yourself out of this situation where you just keep overgiving, and just feeling like you're being exploited or like taken advantage of, you're closer to finding that balance point than you realize. And some of it, this liberation, is how do you break yourself free from that patterns? You might be able to do it from within that scenario, like within that job, within that relationship, or you might be at that point where you're like, you know what, this just really isn't suiting anymore. So that is how things are looking for our earth signs. And now let's take a look and see what all wants to come through for our water signs. That's going to be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. What is the challenge for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces as we're looking at this giving energy and that breakthrough? What is our challenge here? The challenge here is the 10 of Cups. So with the challenge being the 10 of Cups, and that's all of your wishes granted, and that's all that beautiful, like, oh, I'm fulfilled. With that being in the challenge space, it's that sense of you feel like you're so close to reaching your goal and like getting what it is that you want, that you just keep giving and giving and giving. And what it might take to push it over the edge to make that dream come true, it might not be putting forth more energy. It might be, like lessening up just a little bit. So there's kind of that energy there. And for some of you as well, it could be more of that sense of, if this is your challenge, that you're working so hard towards this specific goal, and you kind of have that breakthrough or that clarity of, is this really the goal that I want it to be, or that I think it's going to be? Or have I been telling myself that that's my goal for so long that that's why I'm moving in that direction? All right. And then we have the Chariot. This is going to be some fast moving energy about overcoming obstacles. If in your challenge space, you have this 10 of Cups, that happy, wish it granted. If that's in your challenge, it can also be feelings of self-doubt. Like, am I worthy of having all of these wonderful things in my life? Do I deserve it? And this breakthrough clarity of, yes, you do. You deserve happiness. You deserve to feel fulfilled. You deserve these blessings. And that can be coming in very quickly here for you. That Chariot energy. All right. Then we also have Flame Tree, the start of something new. As you overcome these obstacles, as it relates to giving and giving and giving, it's going to bring a new cycle in. And that's what this Flame Tree is about, the start of something new. Don't keep doing the same things that you've always done. If you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. So how do you break free from that? This card here that jumped says, celebrate your wins. And remember, it doesn't have to just be the massive, huge win. Sometimes, especially if you're struggling, like if you're in a dark night of the soul type of situation, sometimes getting up out of bed and taking a shower that day is a win. So make sure that you celebrate wins that are steps forward from where you are at, like right now, or where you've recently been. Like I said, if you're in a dark night of the soul situation, getting out of bed and showering, sometimes that is a massive win. If you're overwhelmed with, parenting struggles, the fact that you got the kids put to bed and they ate that day, sometimes that's, it's like, all right, well, that's a win. They're breathing, they're in bed. I made it through the day. So make sure that you're celebrating all of your wins along the way, so that you're not like shortchanging yourself that sense of accomplishment. And then this card says the now. It's about focusing on now and being happy in the now. If your challenge is, I want to have it all, if you can't have it all, what can you have right now that you can celebrate? I'm not saying give up on your dreams. I'm saying, if you've laid it out that my dreams look like this, and say you take it literally, 10 of Cups, there's 10 different cups, and each cup has something related but different in it. And that's what your idea of a perfect, happy life looks like. Don't wait until all 10 of the cups are filled at the exact same time for you to celebrate your win. If you get one of those cups filled, celebrate it. All right. And then we have this one. If you aren't happy, make different choices. That was that whole thing. If you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. So as it relates to, I want to sit in this 10 of Cups energy, but I just keep pouring energy into something that, is draining me. How do you go from I'm draining myself to keep others happy to I'm sitting in this good, positive energy here? And that's going to be making different choices. So take a look at your life, and, as this energy of clarity comes in, this breakthrough clarity, as it comes in, ask yourself, what different choices could I make that will lead me closer to my 10 of Cups? That was for our earth signs. Now we are on to our air signs. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, what is it that is challenging for you right now with this energy, this overgiving energy? What do our Gemini, Libra, Aquarius need to look at here? Ace of Wands. your challenge is this creative, like new beginning, this excitement, this creativity that's coming in. So that's your challenge. And some of it can be a matter of that challenge being like, how do I focus that energy into something? If you're used to somebody, if you're usually a person who overgives energetically, it could pertain to people, but it could also pertain to thoughts, ideas, new things that you want to get started in your life. Maybe you're one of those people that you get a new hobby and you just go absolutely crazy. You buy all the stuff, you sign up for all the classes, you go from, hey, I've never even heard of whatever, underwater basket weaving, and now I go to my underwater basket weaving group 3 times a week. And so it's like you're just giving all this energy. So there could be, for some of you, it could be that type of scenario where you jump from one thing to the next and you totally pour yourself into it, but then very quickly it's like, ooh, kind of burned out with that now. So that could be part of it with this creativity side. But for others of you, if you've been putting your energy somewhere, if it's a job, if it's a relationship, that you have this creative energy that's wanting to come in, and it's like, what do I do with that? How do I honor that energy and give it my attention when I feel like I'm so depleted? All right, let's pull a card here. See what message comes through. The Moon. I'm trying to remember if this one came up for you yesterday. Came up for one of the groups. The Moon. This is about, kind of what is happening by the cover of night. What are those illusions? What is that? I'll call it trickery, or deceit is maybe a strong word. What are those illusions that are keeping you from being able to embrace this Ace of Wands energy, this new opportunity? What doubts or fears do you have about leaning into it? If it's a new, I'll call it business opportunity for you, maybe you're looking at starting a new business, like you're opening your own business. What is it that you're telling yourself that's maybe self-sabotaging it? So be mindful of that. So you're having this breakthrough and this clarity. It seems like it's related to, I don't know, just looking at the way that the sword blade is next to these feet, it's almost kind of like cutting off this energy. I don't know why. Cutting her feet off, so that it falls away. Like that, I don't know why that, but that's the image that I'm getting, is like cutting that away so that you have more energy to put into this new thing that's coming in. Then we have the Message. Positive news, positive outcome. Have you been waiting because you've been putting energy into something else, and you've been waiting for that energy to come back and help you as it relates to this creative new beginning that's coming on your plate? And this one, the Message, positive news, positive outcome, it sounds like there is some positive message that wants to come through for you from the universe. So keep your ears open for that. Soul on Fire. Whether this is actually an interaction with a fire sign, or if it's just more of like, what is really lighting up your soul? As we're talking about this creative new beginning, what is lighting up your soul? What are you going to be excited about getting up and doing, or talking about, or interacting with on a regular basis? And really, focus your thoughts and your energy there, because your Ace of Swords is thoughts. So that's that breakthrough, clarity, new beginning. Instead of letting your thoughts go somewhere else, like to this Four of Pentacles in reverse situation, instead of letting your thoughts go there, let them go towards that new opportunity, to what lights your soul on fire. And this one says, they aren't who you think they are. And take that how it resonates. When this card comes up, who's the first person that you thought of? Or if it's a job situation, maybe the job isn't what you thought it was. If you're looking at this frustration, this overpouring of energy into a job. But when it says they aren't who you think they are, This can mean one of two things, and it'll apply differently for different people based on where you are. It can either mean that this person has changed and you're still punishing them for something they've done in the past, or treating them as they were when they were unhealed in the past. It could also mean that they're putting on a false mask for you. So be mindful of that, but take that how it resonates. All right, last but not least, we have our fire signs. That is Aries, Leo, Sag. Let's see what messages want to come through for you. Had a couple of jumper cards here. What was that? 10 of Swords in reverse, the World in reverse. In your challenge space. And then I'll pull a card. The Emperor. So your challenge, this Emperor energy, this is that divine masculine kind of, I'll call it authoritative energy, like the driven, we're going to get it done. With that being in your challenge space, it means that you're backing down from standing in your power. With the, 10 of Swords in reverse is turning a corner. You're really having some struggles turning a corner and moving on from something, and learning your lesson. And then with the World in reverse, this is about delays in learning those lessons. It has that element of clinging to the past and not wanting to acknowledge what the lesson is. And so that's a challenge for you as well, is, so what is it that you're clinging to? Are you being manipulated by somebody into behaving in a certain way or thinking a certain thing? You're having this breakthrough clarity. So I think you know that energy is kind of out there, but you're still in that place of, having your challenge be standing in your divine masculine energy, standing in that authoritative, hey, this is what we're going to do. Or not we even, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I need in my life to be happy and fulfilled. The Chariot, this one came up as well for water signs this time. So you might be dealing with the water sign, might be a connected message there, but this is that fast-moving energy of overcoming obstacles. Depending on the degree to which you had this Ace of Swords moment, this clarity, depending on to what degree you had it, will dictate how fast this fast-moving energy comes in. Because I think once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can try to tell yourself something's not true or something's not a certain way, but you can't unsee it. Intuitive communication, silent whispers of the heart. Listen to what it is that your heart is telling you. Listen to what it is that your intuition is trying to tell you. Remember, intuition whispers. It's ego, fears, uncertainties, doubts. All of that is what's yelling in your head. So if you have this crazy voice that's talking super loud in your head and telling you, oh my gosh, whatever, fill in the blanks, that's your ego talking, because your intuition whispers. Light in the unexpected. And this is going to have to do with, you may feel like something is changing, something's falling apart, however that resonates with you, but there's a light in that moment as well. So the candle can really only shine brightly when it's dark around it. You can only see the stars when it's dark, and it's that sort of message, to be that light in the unexpected place. And then we have, there's no shortcut to healing. If part of this path is involving your healing, like that you're clinging to the past, which likely does. If you're clinging to the past, not wanting to move on, not wanting to learn certain lessons, there's healing that goes with that. Why is it that you're holding on to something that doesn't serve you? This clarity card tells you that it's not serving you. So why are you doing it? The why part will speak to the healing that needs to be done. So I hope that you found today's message to be helpful, but as always, take only what resonates, and I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.